Προχωράμε στην ψήφο έκθεση Fernandes.
Let's vote on the Fernandes report, colleagues.
And as it has been explained, the calendar votes will take place after the speech of the President of Hungary. So now we move on to the Fernandes vote. Mr. McMillan-Scott.
Mr. President, I would not normally rise on such a point. As a Vice President, I respect the Chair. However, the groups have all been told that the calendar votes, which are very limited, I think there are 2 amendments, will take place at the beginning of the voting session and not after Mr. Schmidt has spoken to the House. I think it is disrespectful to Mr. Schmidt to allow people to go and then request them to come back again for 2 votes after his speech. I therefore ask you to put to the House the proposal to modify the agenda that all votes today take place before Mr. Schmidt's speech and we start on the basis of the calendar votes. Thank you.
Mr. McMillan-Scott, I have an answer to what you just said, and it is that on Monday this Parliament voted the agenda, and you will see in the agenda that the Parliament voted that the calendar votes would take place 12:30 to 1:30. So this is a decision the Parliament took on Monday. Mr. McMillan-Scott.
I'm sorry to prolong this, but as it happens, the voting lists have been circulated to all the groups. If this was an error, it needs to be corrected. It is ridiculous and disrespectful to the President of one of our Member States and currently in the Presidency to call the members back to the House, to the Chamber, after he has spoken. Let us do it now in the order in which it is on the voting paper. There is no justification for changing this again.
Okay. Here's how this goes. Every Monday we vote on the calendar. Listen to me. Don't ah and ooh. If you want to change the rules, you can do it. But the rules we have say that we vote every Monday on the calendar. We did this time by those members who were in the room. Now, nevertheless, the President has the right to place the calendar again to a vote if the majority of the members want this. So what I will do is exercise my discretion and ask you, would you like to vote to change the calendar for today? Who is in favour of voting to change the calendar? Who is against? Abstentions? Okay. So the proposal is, having said this, dear colleagues, I remind you that if you want to have a say on the calendar, be here on Mondays. Now, who wants? Okay, now what the proposal of Mr. McMillan-Scott was to vote for the calendar before the speech of the President of Hungary, if indeed time allows, because as you see we actually are losing time. I expect, dear colleagues, given the time now, that we will have a lot of votes to continue the vote of the President. So, who is in favour of voting for the calendar before the President of Hungary's speech, if in fact we have the time to do so? Okay. Who is against? Abstentions? So we shall do so. We shall vote for the calendar if we have the time before the President's speech. So, colleagues, it makes no difference. We will anyway vote after the President speaks anyway. Unbelievable. Okay, I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll exercise my discretion then in order to stop this ridiculousness, and I will vote for the calendar as the first vote. Oh, everyone is happy now. Okay, you will still be here to vote after the President's speech, but let's go ahead. Now, Calendar 2012, Amendment 2. Ποιοι είναι υπέρ?
In favour. Against. Abstentions, that's rejected. Amendment 1. This is a secret vote. You've got the blue thing before you. So, the vote is open.
Πέρας ψηφοφορία.
The vote is closed. That's been carried.
Η ημερήσια διάταξη προβλέπει ψηφοφορία επί του χρόνου.
Now we move on to the vote on the 2013 calendar vote. Amendment 2 in favour. Against. Abstentions. That's rejected. Sorry, it's carried. I beg your pardon. That's carried. Amendment 1, secret vote. The vote is open.
Πέρας ψηφοφορία.
The vote is closed. That's carried.
Έκθεση Fernandez.
Then we go back to the Fernandez report on the guidelines for the 2012 budget. Are there